Deep in the heart of Africa lies a land that could have changed the world, a country so rich in natural resources that if wealth alone decided destiny, it would be the richest place on earth. But sadly, it is not. That country is the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Beneath its soil lie trillions of dollars worth of resources, and above its mighty rivers, enough power flows to light half of Africa. But instead, the Congo is one of the poorest nations in the world. It is almost as if nature gave Congo everything except peace, power, and prosperity. So how did a land blessed with so much become trapped in poverty and war? This story is not just about scarcity, it's a story carved in greed and blood, a story of resources drained, history rewritten, and promises that were never kept. When you look at the map of Africa, the Congo sits right in the middle. It is huge, the second largest country on the continent, covering more than 2 million square kilometers. It is surrounded by 9 countries, making it one of the most connected nations in Africa. Despite its central location, the Congo has only a small window to the sea, a narrow strip of land that gives it limited access to the Atlantic Ocean. Geographically, the Congo is like a world of its own. Inside it lies one of the greatest treasures of nature, the Congo River Basin, a rainforest so vast that it produces almost 10% of the world's oxygen. The mighty Congo River, the deepest river in the world, is so powerful that it could generate enough hydroelectric energy to power most of Africa. Then there are the minerals. Cobalt powers most electric car batteries, and Congo produces roughly 70 to 75% of the world's supply each year. Copper is the metal behind wires, motors, and electronics, and Congo is now one of the top 3 producers globally, mining around 2 to 2.5 million tons annually. Similarly, gold remains a major export, with the Congo producing tens of tons per year, much of it from artisanal and small-scale mining. Congo is also a giant in diamonds by volume, often ranking among the top producers, with tens of millions of carats mined annually. The soil here is also so rich that the world depends on it, especially as we move into an era of renewable energy. For any other country, such wealth and geography would have been a blessing. But for the Congo, it became a curse. Its riches didn't bring prosperity. They attracted invaders, colonizers, and corporations, all fighting to control what lay beneath its soil. Instead of building cities, schools, and industries, outsiders built railways and ports, only to take its resources away. And that's where the real story begins, of how one of the richest lands on Earth was turned into one of the poorest. To understand this story, we have to go back in time. In the late 1800s, when European powers gathered in Berlin to divide Africa among themselves, one man saw an opportunity for personal empire: King Leopold II of Belgium. Unlike other nations that colonized in their country's name, Leopold claimed the Congo as his own private property. He called it the Congo Free State, but in reality, it was anything but free. Leopold turned this vast land into a giant labor camp. His soldiers forced millions of Congolese men, women, and even children to collect rubber from the forests and ivory from the jungles. Those who resisted faced unimaginable cruelty. Villages were burned, families were torn apart, and people were mutilated as punishment for not meeting quotas. Historians estimate that between 5 to 10 million Congolese may have died during this brutal period. It was one of the darkest chapters in Africa's colonial history. The wealth extracted from Congo, rubber, ivory, and minerals, fueled Europe's industrial boom. The streets of Brussels and London glowed with electric lights powered by rubber from Congo's forests. European royalty rode cars with tires made from Congolese latex. While Europe grew rich, Congo was drained of its people, its dignity, and its future. In 1908, after international outrage, King Leopold was forced to hand control of the territory to the Belgian government, which renamed it the Belgian Congo. The violence became less visible, but exploitation continued. Belgium built railways and ports, but not for the Congolese people. Every piece of infrastructure was designed to move raw materials, copper, diamonds, and gold, out of the country and into European markets. Schools were few, education was limited, and only a handful of Congolese were allowed to hold administrative jobs. When independence finally came in 1960, the people celebrated, believing freedom would bring prosperity. For a brief moment, it seemed possible. The new Prime Minister, Patrice Lumumba, promised to build a Congo that belonged to its people, but that dream didn't last long. Lumumba's call for real independence alarmed Western powers, who feared losing access to Congo's resources during the Cold War. Within a year, he was overthrown and assassinated, with foreign involvement widely believed to have played a role. What followed was decades of chaos. Congo fell under the rule of Mobutu Sese Seko, who renamed the country Zaire and ruled for more than 30 years. Mobutu presented himself as a symbol of African unity, but his government was built on corruption and Western support. While billions of dollars flowed from Congo's mines, Mobutu amassed personal wealth, estimated at over $5 billion, stored in foreign banks, while ordinary Congolese struggled to survive. Even after Mobutu's fall in the 1990s, the cycle of exploitation never really ended. The vacuum of power led to a series of devastating wars, often called Africa's World War, involving armies and militias from more than 6 neighbouring countries. Millions died, and once again the cause was the same: the control of Congo's minerals. By the time the wars ended and new leaders took power, the pattern was already set. Every time the Congo discovered a new resource, it brought in new outsiders, new promises, and new conflicts. Instead of becoming a source of strength, these riches kept pulling the country deeper into struggle. Economists even have a name for this tragic pattern. It's called the resource curse. It means that when a country has too many natural resources, instead of becoming rich, it often becomes a target. Those resources turn into a magnet for corruption, foreign greed, and endless conflict. The money and power that should lift people out of poverty often end up in the hands of a few, while the majority are left behind. In Congo's case, this is exactly what happened. Every major power wanted a piece of its treasure. During the Cold War, both the United States and the Soviet Union poured money and weapons into the region, each trying to control Congo's minerals and politics. When the Cold War ended, the competition didn't stop. It simply changed shape. Private mining companies and warlords replaced superpowers. They fought over territories and mines, each trying to control the flow of gold, diamonds, and cobalt. As global demand for electronics and electric vehicles skyrocketed, Congo once again became the center of attention. Militias seized control of mines, smuggling became part of everyday business, and corruption flourished. The minerals flowed out of the country, but the profits never came back. The people who actually dig the minerals earn just a few dollars a day, while the materials they extract end up in billion-dollar industries abroad. Today, most of Congo's mines are owned or financed by foreign companies. The cobalt that powers iPhones, Teslas, and laptops comes from this very soil. Yet the miners who make this possible still live without electricity, clean water, or schools. The rest of the world gets progress, while the Congo pays the price. Today, as the world moves toward renewable energy and electric vehicles, the demand for cobalt and copper has exploded. These are the metals inside every smartphone, electric car, and solar battery. And the largest supply lies under Congolese soil. That means whoever controls Congo's mines controls a big part of the world's green energy future. This new reality has drawn in powerful players. China has become the biggest force in Congo's mining sector. Chinese companies control or finance most of the country's major cobalt and copper mines. They have built roads, railways, and power lines, but mainly to move resources out of the country more efficiently. The United States and Europe, watching from a distance, are now worried. They depend heavily on batteries and electronics that rely on cobalt, yet they have little direct access to it. As a result, Washington and Brussels have begun trying to re-enter the region through new trade agreements, investments, and even talk of critical mineral partnerships. So once again, Congo finds itself caught in the middle, not of a battlefield with guns, but an economic war for resources. The flags may have changed, but the game is the same. The country provides the raw materials, and the profits still flow outward. The story of the Congo is not just about pain. It is also about potential, a potential the world has never allowed to bloom. For centuries, outsiders have looked at the Congo and seen only its minerals, its forests, and its rivers, but rarely have they seen its people. The miners who work with bare hands, the farmers who feed villages, the children who dream of something better. These are the true treasures of the Congo. The country still has everything it needs to rise. Its rivers can power a continent. Its soil can feed millions. Its minerals can fuel the technology of the future. But for that to happen, the cycle must break. The Congo must no longer be a story written by others. It must write its own. Congo should have been the richest country on earth, yet it became a land where wealth flows outward and pain stays behind. But maybe, just maybe, it doesn't have to end this way. The world has taken enough from this land. Its ivory, its rubber, its copper, its cobalt, and its blood. What if for once it gave something back? Every time you unlock your phone, drive your car, or charge your battery, remember, a piece of the Congo powers your life. Its soil, its sweat, its people are part of your world, even if you've never seen them. So the question is not just about money or minerals anymore. It's about conscience. How long can the world keep taking from a nation that has already given everything? The Congo doesn't need the world's pity, it needs its justice. And perhaps the day the world finally gives that back will be the day the richest land on earth finally becomes rich again. If you love video like these, do follow this channel. We will be back with another thought-provoking video soon. Take care until then.